In 2004, Yogi Bhajan died, and a firestorm of accusations rose in the silence he left behind. Suddenly, the tradition that shaped my life was held in a new light, not the glow of reverence, but the fires of truth. Kundalini Yoga was the way I learned to breathe again, the way I learned to live inside my body without fear. It was my studio, my students, my service to the world. I could have walked away, but I knew my life had been directed to this practice for a reason. So I went searching, not for purpose, for truth. I looked to my students, the people who had entrusted me with their own healing. What I found in them was a library of living wisdom, historians and skeptics, scientists and poets, survivors and seekers, people who had spent their lives studying the body, the breath, trauma, energy, and consciousness. Together, we began to pull the thread, back through the history and temples, the hidden arts and suppression, the places where women's voices were removed from time. This is where we found her. This is where we found Kundalini. And the deeper we went, the clearer it became. Something had been missing for a very long time. What returned to me through this journey wasn't a teaching, but a remembering. Because this wasn't only about history of the outer world, it was about the union of our inner world. I started to see a mirror, and in that reflection, I understood that spirituality and science have always been describing the same observation from different perspectives. In the quantum field, nothing is separate. Everything influences everything. Reality is relationship. Energy is information. Consciousness is not outside the body, but it's braided through it. And suddenly, my investigation wasn't dismantling yoga, it was restoring it. Out of that restoration, a renaissance of this ancient modality began to form, not as a rejection of what came before, but a return to what was always meant to be whole, ancient feminine wisdom, Kundalini herself, and the quantum understanding of sacred union. This film is not about the collapse of a tradition, it's about the courage to walk into the fire, so what is true can survive, what is suppressed can rise, and what is divided can return to union, in us and through us. I didn't go searching to start something new. I went searching for Kundalini, to remember her wisdom. And what I found was a bridge from victim to victory. Can you share a little bit about how you found my work and how this has connected your teachings of belly dance?
I found your class, and after the first day, I felt so good. I felt like I had found a way to improve myself, to get more in touch with my spirituality, to, have something just for me and my growth. And what's so beautiful about how belly dancing in the way that I was taught and Kundalini yoga in the way that you teach it is really more about empowerment. And so when my teacher taught me, it wasn't about putting dollar bills in your belt and shaking it up so someone could like what you're doing. It's really about telling the story. And it was about the myth of Persephone. So it's really about unlocking the pieces of the maiden, the mother, the wise woman, and using the dance as an art form for healing those different aspects. The myth of Persephone is the story, is the heroine's journey. That is the story that is enacted and part of the Eleusinian mysteries. Now, the Eleusinian mysteries in ancient Greece were the reigning religion in ancient Greece for thousands of years pre-Christianity. And so that story is really a feminine story. The maiden, kore in Greek, is the maiden, and this is the part of us that's that young maiden, the little girl that just dances. She's free, she's spinning around, she doesn't care who's watching or listening, and just that part of us that feels very innocent and free. Her mother is Demeter, who is the Mother Earth goddess. Hades, the god of the underworld, comes up from the underworld and snatches her and abducts her down into the underworld. So the second part of the dance is really much about the veil veil work. This is about going into the time of like teenage or sensuality. This is when we get dragged into the underworld, into the subconscious, into the sensual, the feminine aspect of ourselves. This is about fertility. And in the story, when Persephone has become basically the queen of the underworld because she's had to marry Hades, her mother doesn't know where she went. It's a very intense part of the story where she doesn't let anything grow. And during that time, she knows that she finds out that Zeus, her brother, allowed Persephone to be married off to his brother Hades. So she said, well, I'm not going to let anything grow as the Mother Earth goddess. And Zeus, being the god of gods, he wants someone to worship him. And so he knows that humans will not survive without Mother Nature. They will not survive without Mother Demeter. So he has to give in, because as the Mother Earth goddess, she really controls whether humans live or die. And so in the story, he allows Persephone, now who's the queen of the underworld, to be reunited with her mother. And the only problem is that Hades makes her eat some pomegranate seeds, but the pomegranate seeds represent food for the dead. And so literally Persephone has to stay underground during that time, which translates to the months out of the year where we have cold weather, where nothing's growing. So after she comes up from the underworld and gets reunited with her mother, this is springtime. And this is where she is now not only the goddess of spring, Persephone, reunited with her mother, but she's also the queen of the underworld.